With Ekezayo, we delve deep to hear an amazing tale of addiction recovery. We try out something new with a nutritious and delicious recipe. Stay in style with the latest news fresh from the runway. See the opinions and beliefs on this topic, Zabantu basemzansi.
Mnandi me.
So as we all know, addiction is not something that's really easy to speak about. It's like the little demons that we all have inside of us. But fortunately for us, apha Mnandi me, we have with us Uputi, who is very strong and very willing to come and open up about the addiction zake. And of course, as you know, education ibalekile, we have our expert in studio. So please welcome Uput Khoto, Mrs. Tsulu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. My name is Khotso Molaba. I am 36 years old. I am a professional software developer. I am, however, a businessman as well. So I have left active employment and I am self-employed. I run an online grocery shopping store. I have a construction company. I have very little secrets. What you see is what you get. I mean, I've just exposed that I'm an addict and an alcoholic. As for my motto in life, life is too short. Get up, dust yourself off, move on. As for hobbies, I might get into trouble with my girl. Bird watching. Apart from that, I enjoy watching movies. I am an ardent fan of rock and roll, hardcore rock. Still a Kasi boy. I am an activist at heart and believe in empowerment.
So, I'd like you to tell us more about your addiction.
My addiction I can pinpoint to further than just taking my first drug. I equate the addiction yami with more than just the physical taking of a drug. Yeah. It's more an issue yoguthi I felt an emptiness. I felt I was not really worthy enough. I was never good enough. That build-up led to me when taking my first drug to actually feeling this is closing all these cracks that I find in my character.
So it was you first. It wasn't the drugs first. It was you first before you got there. So if our mind was
my drug of choice is crack cocaine, which I have been clean for exactly 17 months now.
Hey now!
Yes, ma'am.
Well done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And it really hasn't been easy, but having a support as well as just knowing the drug is actually a power greater than myself, and therefore I needed a power greater than me and the drug to defeat addiction. I will never be cured of addiction. I will always be an addict. It's just that I'm an addict who's recovered from active using of drug as opposed to actually an addict who has been cured of his addiction.
Yeah.
I will forever be an addict.
Addiction is when someone takes in a substance, njengotywala or nicotine, or engages in an activity like gambling so often that it interferes with their ordinary life responsibilities and becomes compulsive. It is usually a pleasurable thing that gives them a certain sense of gratification at first. In some addictions, the body adapts to the presence of a drug, causing the drug to no longer have the same effects as before. Many addicts remain unaware of the negative effects of their addictions on their own and other people's lives.
Unfortunately, Uguti, we live in a world that promotes addiction. In what sense? We live in a society which says, give it to me, give it all to me, give it now. Yeah. I want to be happy now. I want to take the pain away now. I want to have a girlfriend now. It's bordering on a situation whereby it is addiction in itself, because addiction is a disease of obsession for me. As well as then once that obsession takes root is me feeding that obsession. Yeah. Unfortunately, it triggers an allergic reaction in my body which says, now you can't stop. And I just have to carry on.
I would guess that the best way you get up is to the professionals. Right? So now from your side, when as a professional, when it comes to addictions and medical whatnot, what is addiction? In layman's terms, addiction?
Addiction is a permanent chronic disease. It is characterized by relapsing, meaning that you'll go through many attempts before you can say that you fully recovered or you are on that process of recovery. It is very harmful, and it is a reward-seeking behavior. It also requires one to just abstain from the behavior, or you abstain from the substance that you are fully dependent on in order for you to recover and in order for you to just continue living.
Right. Okay, so like, what are the most silliest addictions that you guys know of? Because I know people about mhlaba, some pull out their hair, you know, all those crazy things. So what comes to your head of silly addictions that you know?
Fixing things that are crooked and making them straight. I had an interesting one whereby if I would kick a rock while walking, I would have to kick it with my other foot as well, or else I would not be able to move. Interesting.
Very interesting. It's like, and then so that you can move. Corporate. And
well, the one that I once came across in my line of working was when we admitted someone who was fully addicted on what is this? You know, the furniture spray that we used to clean at home.
Where is that?
No, they would like inhale it.
Ah, wow, South African is very nani. Abanye baki mihlaba, abanye bakhaba ngapha, bakhabela ngapha, abanye ba inhale spray. Ininzi into elapha ngaphandle. But let's hear from you guys. Banina nazi ntoni kanye ngezi addictions.
Believe ukuthi lento lezi ama substance abuse zasimosha phakathi simosha umzimba izindlela ukuthi ungaphila isikhathi eside.
Ushumisha substance abuse ke ntwe lo reng e ka swishi felo ka bophelo because o tlo felletsa o lahlabo ka moso ba gago ntse o consume too much of alcohol, you know.
We believe that from a young age, if we were a boy uyinkwenkwe ungaphuza ekhatshenithi njengoba ngumndebele ungaphuza, but asambelani kakhulu nomthetho lo, because once believer wayentabeni you are open ukuthi nawe ungaphuza utshwala.
And peer pressure yo, if we thola at a young age ihulele habit empi whereby nakong e telele ha o so le ka go atlwella ho ba thatha go tlwella.
They might consider rehab, as the best way to help that particular person recover.
We give him support. Sambuza ukuthi are you open ukuthi ungaya ku rehab? Bese samfaka khona ku rehab aye thola the necessary help ukuthi aqhubeke nempilo.
Dula fatshe re bue le yena re utlwa go mathata a ekeng, if ele motho a batlang thuso o tla bua go batla thuso re bone tsela go o ya pele jwa motho.
From ekhaya fere it's help fanele bakufunele boma something nyana boma rehabilitation center yangithola izinto ezikanjani.
So sonke siyazi ba in this day and age ayikho into epowerful njenge social media. So ke thina as Mnandi me sihambile ke sathatha ixesha saye kule social media to go ask what you guys want us to talk about on the show. Kodwa ke if you have any comments or any health related questions ungasifumana on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram on @Mnandi_me.
Mnandi me. Mnandi me.
The other influence, the tradition, practices and the cultural practices that we have as the African people, I would say. Sometimes you'd find now because, okay, maybe I got a promotion at work, then I need to do a ceremony, you know, for my ancestors, just to thank them and everything. Obviously, there'll be brewed alcohol there. You'll have snuff, you'll have bibinyana, which looks like weed, and then, you know, males will be expected to have a zolonyana, and unfortunately for others, that's where it all starts. You know, you start taking smokeless tobacco, which is snuff, and unfortunately we also have older people addicted to that. It is a drug, and most people are not aware what snuff is actually a drug. And the other thing, in my experience, we've had stories whereby a person would go to an initiation school. There you are required, by the time you come back, you should be a man, you know. And in order for you to show that you're a man, you start drinking alcohol, you start smoking, only to find that you have that addictive personality, and that's where it all starts.
So when I go to mna personally, ndithanda izinto ezimnandilicious. And when I say mnandilicious, I refer to food. You know what she just said. I love food. I could literally die for food. But back on the addiction, you're good. You know? So what's your take on food addiction and why do people get into their comfort food?
Yeah, I love my food too. So, however, and true, when you get to a place whereby it gets comfortable to eat, just to take away pain or just to, you know, be in your own little space and just find your darkness. You know, it tends, and I've realized with me, it's produced almost the same type of euphoria that my other addictions, as well as my alcoholism, would produce. You know, so food,
the same chemical, whatnot,
you know,
the brain.
Yes, I have the same type of feeling because it's a feeling of relief, it's a feeling of being at ease, a feeling of comfort, a feeling of I don't need anyone, I am back to being this God or the greater power that I need, you know, and it sort of just blurs the line because truly that also is very addictive.
For le recipe uzawudinga amaqanda amabini, i-onion, i-garlic, i-rosemary, izipayisi ezimbini ozithandayo, i-lean mince, isonka osithandayo, ubisi. Soka isonka sakho ebisini. Break your mince into a bowl. Add seasoning to a chopped onion yakho ne-mince, ufake namaqanda uzamise. Mold your mince into a patty. Add 1 tablespoon of oil to ipani yakho echisayo. Place ipatty yakho into the pan and fry your patty until golden brown. Lay bread on a plate, spread tomato sauce on your bread, add lettuce, add your patty, garnish with tomatoes and lettuce, and enjoy your Mnandi delicious burger. Ungalibali, you can find our Mnandi meal recipes on our Facebook and Instagram page. So my guest in studio, as you can see, vibe, the fun time. So there's a game that I love playing with my guests and my experts, right? So topic is snake game. So today, obviously, the addiction. Ne? So kind of myths that I'd like you to bust. Ne? So it's like nigga myth, and then when you'll tell me why it's true or false or trolls. So right. Okay, so the first myth is addiction is a choice. Both false. Okay? So I'll just give you 10 seconds each to elaborate why you're saying false.
Addiction. No one chooses to be an addict. The only choice that a person makes is to use the substance, but you do not choose for it to just take control over your life.
Lovely.
Just to elaborate maybe on that, I never knew I was an addict up until I had taken my drug of choice and my first alcoholic drink. So it was never a choice, I just went for the substance true. And the rest just came through by itself.
Right. Okay. So, true or false? People are usually addicted to one type of substance. How you two today? You are those people. All right, please elaborate why. Why false?
We do have people suffering from dual addiction. You might find that a person is addicted to a certain substance and then they also present with a certain type of behavior. You might find that you are also addicted to sex or you are addicted to shopping.
I identify with both the addictions.
Yeah.
But also remember, addictions don't come in substances. Addictions come in people.
Yeah.
So people are able to cross-addict. And people can take whatever substance and be addicted to that substance. So I am the problem, not the substance.
True or false? Once an addict, always an addict. That's so heavy, guys. Once an addict, always an addict.
Always an
Even
addict.
after rehabilitation, I still call myself an addict.
Recovering addict.
Yes.
Recovering addict. Okay. So,
addiction can never be cured. You only have a daily reprieve, and it's contingent on certain things that you do. and it's only on a daily basis, I don't know where I'll be tomorrow.
Once you stop using, for instance, whatever kind of substance that you're fully dependent on, it doesn't mean that you're no longer an addict. There's a whole lot of other issues that needs to be dealt with, and if at all you're not going to be dealing with those issues, then it will be like you're just stuck in recovery, you're not going anywhere. But then even after you haven't used for like 10 years, you're still recovering.
Quick, last one. People don't need treatment. They can just stop when they want to. Finally, yes! Oh, but no, that's trolls now. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, why is this trolls?
Well, that's a very tricky one. That's a very tricky one.
How so?
Because depending on the kind of substance that you're fully addicted on, like for instance, heroin. Heroin, you do need treatment in order to recover. And sex addiction, for argument's sake, you don't really need any kind of medical treatment in order for you to overcome it.
And you, Pulkozo?
There might be people who are able to walk away from it even though they have been caught up in it. But then you'll have addicts like me, like really almost down and out. And there's different types of treatment. Some psychological, some will be medical, and some are just therapeutic in a manner that I'm talking to another addict or I'm talking to another alcoholic, and I'm able to heal through that.
Thank you.
Mnandi me.
Two unexpected things are coming back into fashion this year. The first is cool stripes. Whether they go up and down or sideways, stripes will be part of the look and come into both formal and casual wear. The second thing is tie-dye. Not tie-dye is getting an overhaul and forming part of an overall design more than just a statement. These tie-dyes are colored in layers and leave large parts of the garment with no more than 2 colors to balance off the white look with a more toned back feel.
Mnandi me.
Ukuba ne-style funeka uzazi ukuba ungubani na. So we took it to the streets of Mzansi to check out what's in style and trending. A splash of color adds fun and flair to any season's current trend. Stripes and sun hats look good together and is great for the outdoors. Don't forget to take pics and post them online.
Mnandi me.
Okay. So, khona imithi ke mntana mesidile ngazo sabona uba ezinye zi-true, ezinye zi-false, ezinye zi-trolls kuba yonke into enxiba kaxa kanjana akho nto elula, akho nto eclear. But I have an addiction that I'm not afraid to speak up about, and that is gym. So I'm about to take my guest and my expert to the gym and see bazokhupha njani ngale yami addiction. Let's get it.
Mnandi me. Mnandi me.
All right. So, Sisulu, you had my confession earlier, right? Now, I want to know, can exercise be an addiction? If so, is it a good one or a bad one?
Well, definitely, exercise can be addictive. It is not an exercise per se or the activity that's the problem. It is just the behavior around it. If you become too much obsessed, then that's where
but what if I want to look like, you know, and have nice legs? And that should be a good obsession, isn't it?
Limits
Levels, right? Okay, so with you, Putkozo, did you find exercise as a way or as a form that helped you with recovery from addiction?
Now that I actually think of it, walking, meditating, it just gives you that release.
Yeah.
You know, so it has actually benefited me quite a bit.
I'm glad. Trust me, that release is something that I know very well. So as we all know that exercise can be one of the best remedies for any addiction. It helps you distress, ulala grand, right. Now with that said, let's go to my favorite section where you guys are going to exercise with me. Why are you so though?
Wincy.
All right, so this is how it works, right? So when I'm push-ups, and I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds each. So you must just do as much as you can. After that, I'm snap and I'll put you on our board so that you can see what you win. Rankings, right? So who are we starting with?
I was about to say ladies first, but I'll go for it. Okay.
Is my time up? Is my time ready? Ready? All right. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go. And your time is up. 2025, 26. How well done, Pushile and done. So while we check this out, come on, give me some girl power. Give me some girl power.
I'm allowed to be on my knees, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. For the ladies.
For the ladies.
Is
my time ready?
Yeah.
And go. $26. To end your time is check it. Thank you so much. Congrats, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm waiting for your pictures to come. So the scores are actually 26 for Puthozo and 27 for Ausun. Ausun has to show you dancing. Yeah, Puthozo. Yeah, you will learn. You think it's famous. Yes. It's 27 in 30 seconds. I'll put Khozo over tongue with 26 in 30 seconds. I think it's confident, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. But I'm going to addiction and a controlled, right? A controlled. That's it.
Thank you. Mnandi me.
So ndihleli ngoku apha ne ke samzimkile and ndiyacinga ngemali. Wena akube nayo lanto evingathi jonga uyasebenza uyenza imali but you're just not making enough uba uthenge izinto ezinkulu ozifunayo. I also feel like that sometimes. Come on, lapha. Ukonga imali is one of the most important things you could do with it and helps to protect your finances against future events. It also gives you more opportunities to do big things with your money. Ukukunceda ukonga imali, think of something you can save towards, njenge dream holiday or university education. Then put away a sum of money every month. Akunyanzelekanga ibe imali enkulu because khumbula, you will have interest rates to help make your money more. That's why ibalulekile to save into an account with a trustworthy financial institution who will tell you the truth about their interest rates and will give you information about how much your money is growing. Yebo, yes. Okay, unfortunately, guys, that is the end of the episode here. Mnandi me. Thank you so much for learning with us in gay addiction. But next week, same time, same place. Fitness, but we are Kumbula on Instagram and on Twitter on @Mnandi_me. From now, Uzola, Shalo Fit, Shalo Sex, see you next week. With Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October, we hear the true story of an inspiring woman who overcame the odds. See how ukutya can help you not only feel better, but also take care of your body. And check out the leaderboard to see how our guests are battling it out. And find out what Mzansi thinks and believes about breast cancer.